Hello, welcome back to Britain's Worst Run Football Club. This is probably going to be the final episode of this season, unless we get very lucky and we've managed to get into the playoff places. We're currently sitting 2 points outside of the playoffs, with 4th and 5th currently 6 points away from us. 5 games to go. We've got Sunderland next, who are in 11th, 2 places behind us. Millwall 16th. Blackpool in 22nd, Coventry in 12th, and then Sheffield United, who are in the playoff places that we kind of want to get into. If we do manage to get in there, it'll be pure luck. We've played quite well this season, but we don't deserve with our squad to be anywhere near the playoffs. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I have put in a couple of requests for some more transfer budget and wage budget, which haven't worked. So, we are massively cash strapped at the minute. So, not a big surprise that wasn't accepted by our board. And kind of the big positive coming out the last couple of episodes is probably the form of Scott Hogan. If we just go back and have a look, he's now our top goal scorer at the club. And mainly because of his form in the last kind of 5 games or so. Although he's failed at 0 there, it's because we have been trying to offer him out because of his wages. But he's now our top goal scorer with 13 goals in the league. I believe he's got about 5 goals in the last 3 games he's played for us. We hope it's going to continue with Sunderland. These kind of games here, they're the ones we are hoping that we can get a result from. I know we lost against Sunderland last time around, so we need a bit of revenge, and hopefully we get that team talk that will allow us to get revenge on the last game that we played against them. I think a little turnaround as well is potentially doing a positive press conference. It seems to have, kind of geared up the players. Whether that's me just being kind of over analytical of how our form's been or why it has improved, but it just seems that now's probably the best time that we can come into a run form. We had quite a few injuries that's come into us as well. So all those loan signings that I did make in the January window, it's kind of paying dividends now. So we need someone to go onto the bench. To be fair, I've had a few signings as well which haven't been very good. Let's just have a look. Because to be fair, Cisse isn't playing great. We will put Colin there, and then we're going to put on Josh Williams for the right back, just to free up another space on the bench for another lone player to be available. So we're going to stick with the team that has played very well recently, with the exception of kind of moving out Cisse. He's been our right back. We're only kind of playing him because Dortmund manager is getting a little bit annoyed that we aren't giving him the right kind of chances that we promised that we would. There we go. We get the exact revenge on Sunderland team talk, and we'll see where we go. Now this stadium looks very nice. Obviously it's a lot bigger than St Andrews, and with the state of St Andrews at the minute, I think a lot of clubs are going to be bigger with capacity. But let's see how we get on. So George Hall picks up the clearance from the corner, gives it to Trusty, out to Collins, back to Trusty, George Hall over to Bakuna. It's been headed up and high, and Lasme has put it in. Linesman kept his flag down. 6th goal of the season. I think Lasme's really kind of starting to shine, starting to get used to the system now that we've put him in as a 4-4-2. We kind of tweaked our formation a couple of episodes ago, and having Hogan and Lasme as a little and large combination seems to be working really well at the minute. So 6 goals since joining us in January. It'll be quite interesting to see what his form is. So it's kind of 1 goal every every 3 games at the minute, which isn't the worst, and he's getting used to a new division as well. Alright, so Chong doing some good defensive work on the left-hand side, but Patrick Roberts gets away from him and he's allowed to cut inside. I mean, who got the touch there? I think it was Chong just getting the little touch in at the end, which has helped us out. So we do move into 7th place. We've dropped back, well, now we're up into 8th. We have played a game extra than West Brom, however we are 2 points ahead. So Middlesbrough beating Norwich, who are top. That's a little concerning. We'd kind of hope that Norwich would do us a favour here, and it looks like Sheffield United are winning as well. They're playing Cardiff, who are in 15th, but you know, we can only focus on our game at hand, and I think as soon as we don't win, yeah, I think it's going to be one of those. I think realistically we need to win every game to kind of hope to get into the playoff spot there. Sanchez for Sunderland gives it back to Sirkin, essentially. Lasme tries to get the tackle in, but it doesn't. Goes back to Sirkin. Lasme, good press in there from him. Into Sanchez. Jordan James wins it. Hogan's ahead of him. Through ball into Hogan, and Hogan has put it past the keeper. He's 14th of the season. He is injured. We are going to potentially bring him off, and we'll give him a standing ovation from the crowd. We'll bring on Big Troy Deeney. And we're going to take Bakuna off as well, purely because I don't like having players on the pitch that are on bookings. But Colin's going to come off as well for Joshua Williams. I mean, good pressure here by Lasme, but Jordan James winning it here. Deft pass, and Hogan, first time shot, into the corner. That's probably making it six goals in 4 games now. And he had a hat-trick the other day. It was a much needed just turn in form that we have required. Okay, Middlesbrough gone 2-0 up against Norwich. So Ruddy at the back. Gives it to Trusty. Out to Collins. Collins to Williams. Joshua Williams just into Chong. Chong back. Weird back to Ruddy, but Ruddy gives it to Trusty. We kind of just need to maybe just time waste sometimes a little bit. We'll slow the pace down. We don't want to get caught out here. We are away from home. Trusty into James. The Geldhart into Andre Santos. This is where he scores. Gooch has put it in, and just as I spoke about slowing down the play, Sunderland come back, and too many times this season we have kind of capitulated at this point after conceding a goal. And Gooch looking like he has just come onto the pitch as well. So Josh Williams into Chong, back to Williams. He passes it back to Trusty. First time into James, into George Hall. Trusty on the left hand side. We have got Longello. He goes back to Collins. Bit of a safety pass there into James, into Hall. Tries to think it over the top to Chong, but it comes out to Williams. Can he get a cross in? He does. It's not the greatest cross. Comes out. Embleton wins it, and we are in trouble now. There's Bennett. Trusty does win it back. Gives it back to Ruddy. What we are going to do now, we're going to stop our fullbacks from kind of racing up the pitch. Potentially drop down our players here, but they are looking fine so far. And I don't want to go too defensive. Kadra, he has come on as a sub. He's not playing the greatest. Nor's Chong, Nor's Hall either. So, what are we going to do? We're going to move George Hall. They might score from this, result in highlights in the back end. We're going to bring Bielik in. And we've got a couple more substitutions that we can make. We're not going to go as attacking, so we're going to bring Chong down. And Kadra down as well. Kadra's going to come off. No. Chong's going to come off. For Roth. Kadra's going to be a winger on support. Roth's going to be a defensive winger on support as well. And we'll just see how our front men kind of cope with not as much support. but we will not play out of defence. We're going to focus through the middle of the park. Maybe go more direct in transition. Just going to hold our shape, slow the pace down. We're just going to slow it all down, distribute to our target man, which is Lasme, and kind of focus on long kicks. Now Norwich have brought it back against Middlesbrough, which drops them out of the playoff zone, and Burnley do overtake. But Burnley have comfortably won their game. Can we get a late drama from Cardiff against Sheffield United? Middlesbrough have gone back in the lead against Norwich. We get the win, and that's all we can focus on at the minute, is just how we play. Very happy with that win there. Hogan's injured for a couple of days. Nothing to fear. Again, positive conference there. James is starting to play very well. He is improving as well. We will, just for this, we're just going to rest our players for a day, because they will have to go again against Millwall. Now it is very tight in there. So Middlesbrough are still 2 points behind, and Watford and Sheffield United are still 6 points behind us. But we've still got Sheffield United to play, and who knows, it is all to play for. Hull's starting to make some nice progress as well. So looking good at next season. Record a Skybet top half finish. We're ahead of schedule with that. Just need the board to throw some money at us now. But we know we're cash strapped. We need an investor to come in. And I just hope beyond hope that next season we get maybe about 150k worth of wages that we can look to influence free agents to come into the club. We're not going to attend that meeting. We have got a few trials that are about to expire. I think Josh Robinson was one of the few that we are looking at. I think he would be a good backup. Young as well. £500 a week. Yeah, all day long we'll have that. I mean, he can play a variety of positions, so very happy to bring him in. If the contract is in our favour, we will give the 35% division wage rise. I don't see it happening just yet. And if he does help to make that a dream, then all the power. We have got a lot to look at. Yeah, I think that's kind of the only one that we have there. Cosgrove's not going to get anything, but he's out on loan at Exeter at the minute, and they have got a mandatory fee. Not mandatory fee, an optional fee. That's 20,000 worth of wages that we are looking to move on out of the club. We're into the Millwall game. We're going to keep as we are. Tronga Longello, they're doing well there. I mean, everyone seems to be playing okay. Hull's not playing the greatest, but I'd rather, to be honest, I'd rather play him over Bielik at this point in time. Hogan is on fire at the minute. His last 5 games is an 8.6. So a little concerned at the minute that we can't really afford not to play him in the game. How long is he allowed? I mean, some way full of full fitness. We won't give him the full game. We'll give him a half and see if he can make a difference against Millwall here. What have we got? Could move into playoff places here. So I don't know if that actually works, but we want to try and encourage and motivate. We don't reluctantly do it. What are we going to go with? You know what? Don't let a good form come to an end here. Keep it going. Who can affect our play here? So Blackpool, Bristol City, and Rotherham. So the teams around us that we're trying to hope in don't get into the playoffs. They are also playing kind of lower league table side. Lasme in the middle. That is a penalty. We're going to remove the get stuck in. Who's our penalty taker here? It is Hogan. Can he do it? We've kept him on. He's full of confidence at the minute. What can Hogan do? He's put it in the bottom left-hand corner. Fantastic start against Millwall. Clapping as he runs away. Scott Hogan, 15th goal of the season. He really has turned it on since bringing him into a 4-4-2. Confident penalty. No way the keeper was saving that. And a fantastic start to this game. So Jake Cooper, he's a big boy in the match engine. Gives it to Hutchinson. Out to Yarmuluk. He's hit it out wide. Burke, however, Maxime Colland stops it. Gives it to George Hall. He's allowed a little bit of space in front of him. Puts it into Hogan. Lasme's in the middle. What can Hogan do? He does give it back to Colland, however, it is cut out by Burke. I believe that's Oliver Burke. It's up high to Fleming, but Trusty wins it. Gives it into James. James to Longello. It is comfortable passing here. Into Lasme. Into Hogan. He's hit it first time. Thought it might have been offside there, but nice bit of play by the front team. And West Brom are winning. However, draws for... Oh, let's have a look. I'll continue that thought in a second. Chung wins it back from the clearance. Into Hogan. Hogan's showing a burst of pace down the right hand side here. Lasme going into the middle again. Hogan back to Collan. George Hall, we've moved him into the deep line playmaker position. And moved James into Roman playmaker. James into Lasme. Lasme is a Collan. Lovely play here. Into George Hall. Into James. Back to George Hall. I mean, they've got 10 men behind the box, behind the ball at the minute. Collins even. Into Hall. Out to Trusty. Very composed. Into James. Into Hall. Lovely play here. Into Chong. Hogan and Lasme there. Chong goes on his own and he's just come off the crossbar. And it is bouncing away, not to safety though. Wallace is there. Bakuna chases him down. Lovely play so far. We're in complete control of this game. Chong to cross it in from the free kick. Lasme's there. It is headed high over the bar. Keeper's not troubled by that. Hogan, I think we'll probably give him... Oh, he is struggling. He is struggling. I mean, I don't really want to do this, however, we are going to drop Hogan down. We are going to change our tactics a little bit as well. So, leave Lasme there. Where do we go with this? I mean, we bring Kadra on, and then put Bakuna as the cam, and we'll see if that can keep us going. Well, the thing about it, Kadra potentially could play as a striker. So Honeyman, the deep free kick, into Cooper. It has gone over the bar. Trust is on a booking, but I trust him, no pun intended, or every pun intended, that he's going to do the right thing here. I mean, Kadra is just fast. He's not a striker. So we'll keep as we are. Longello potentially can come off, and Jordan James can come off as well. So Longello for Roth and James for Bielik. I do feel though that a lot of our issues potentially do come from our substitutions that we make and the team not being well stacked. Well stacked squad depth wise. Right, Vogelsammer. Back to Honeyman. Into Yarmuluk. I mean, this is the danger zone now. 10 minutes to go. And we haven't kind of killed off the game just yet. It's still at 1-0. So Thomas, Cadra blocks it, but Thomas gets it back. Now Cadra wins it. Lasme's there. Kind of poor from Cadra, that is. Trusty wins the header. Into Bielik. Into Horn. Back to Trusty. Into Collins. Trusty, this is the danger. What is that pass? They should equalise. Ruddy's with a big stop there. Not quite sure what is happening at the back. I'm going to bring on Bellingham. I'm going to bring on Deeney as well. Not sure what's happened. The ball's out of play though. Slowing it down. We're still sticking positive. We are away from home, so we are expecting them to push on and attack. Padre with a corner. Trusty at the back post. Bellingham's there as well. It's still on the line and it has been cleared away. Just. We need to keep on and win this. This is going to go massively in our favour. Padre again with the corner. I mean, the time wasting is kicking into play now. We're not going to transition. We're going to slow the pace down. Up to the target man. Long kicks. Just drop people a little bit lower. The Cadra's taking his time. All for this play. Bielik puts it back out to Cadra. He's tried to take on Vogel Sama. It is offside. Come on, no more highlights please, Football Manager. 3 minutes. 1 minute. Should have the win, and we have got the win. I mean, there's only one winner in that game. And we've come away. Hogan survived. Got the penalty that's got the win. And we're currently in 7th. Now we're only 3 points behind 5th and 4th, with Sheffield United still to play. Sheffield United lost, which is fantastic. West Brom did win. But we'll keep the positivity going. We do want to sign Trusty. Trusty would be a fantastic signing for us. But it all depends. If we get into the playoffs, who knows? It's anyone's game. We have got a lot of confidence with what we're doing so far. Don't really need to look at recruitment advice just yet. Hannibal's still injured. What if there's a chance that he potentially can come back? How long have we got left? 5 days until he's in full training. So potentially he would be here for some important games. Let's see how these results go. The Norwich one, which is fine. Watford did win. Middlesbrough drew, which they go just ahead of us on goal difference there. And it's still anyone's game. I mean, we did the double over Burnley this season. So Blackburn secured a playoff. That's fine. I mean, didn't they finish second? They have finished second. I mean, can they still not get automatically promoted? They can. To be fair, Hull and Watford still all to play for there. So we'll stick again. We'll go to the positive press conference. I'm not fully sure when. What the result was against Blackpool. I mean, Rente's smashing it again. So let's have a look at the fixtures here. So we got QPR Burnley. I mean, should be a Burnley win that. Sheffield United against Huddersfield. Yeah, don't see that. Watford against Hull. I mean, Watford is still, they're not too far out of reach. And West Brom Sunderland. I mean, that'll be a tough game. And Middlesbrough against Luton. So tough game still to be played here. Hogan seems like he's back to his best again now. Just trying to see who else. Do we need to bring anyone else on the bench? Potentially not. Longello's having a really good season so far, and John Ruddy as well. He's having a cracking season. Truss is doing well. Collins, I mean, it could be his last season with us. So. And Namdi Collins, again, because of the Dortmund manager not being happy with our loans. We, yeah, I'm just playing him just to keep that kind of relationship afloat. So we are playing a team that are in 23rd, second bottom. I don't see them getting out of the relegation, so let's hope that they don't put up too much of a fight against us here. So Chong wins it back with help from Colin. Colin then right back position. I mean, there's not a lot of space afforded to us, so he gives it back to Collins. Collins back to Ruddy. Ruddy to Trusty. We can kind of press this left as fast as we can. Here's Longello. So Bakuna ahead of him. Nasmay also gives it inside to James, who gives it to Hall. Now we've got a bit of an overlap on the right here. Into Colin. Into Chong. He's gone from distance. He has just gone over, but at least it's a shot and it's some intent of what the players want to do. Just going to give them a bit of a demand more now. We've had more possession, but shot-wise hasn't been perfect for us. Longello into James, back to Longello. He hits it long into the box. They're kind of cleared away by Blackpool, and this is where we might struggle with counter-attacks here. So Colin on the right does enough to keep him from proceeding. However, Yates is there, brilliant tackle by James, gives it into Chong. Can we do a quick counter-attack here? The Chong in from the left, long searching ball out to Hogan. So does he head it back to Colin? I don't know, it might have been Lions, but Colin wins it. Bakuna's there, back to Colin, nice bit of space here, crosses it in, Lasme with a header, and 1-0. These are the goals that need to be scored. Lasme's there, he's loving life now as a target forward on support. We need to get another Hogan in the team for next season. So Bakuna into Colin, Lasme's there, lovely header. Got ahead of who was that there? Curtis Nelson. Got ahead of Nelson. Headed it into the back of the net. Look in there. Sunderland have beaten West Brom 2-0. So hopefully that will kind of knock their confidence. Lasme gets the ball into Longello. He's got Chong ahead of him. Gives it to Trusty. Trusty long search ball out to Chong. Chong's going to take on his defender, cross it into the box. Bakuna's there, it's headed away. Falan picks it up. He's going to hit it from distance. It's only just gone over. Nice play by the team. Going to demand more again for the last 10 minutes of the half. Maxwell hits it long out. I mean, 3 players have gone there. Colin, Trusty and Collins. But it has still in play. Gabriel heads it inside. Trusty gives it to James. James back to Trusty. To Collins. I'm trying to think. Have we got any defenders on the bench? I don't know if we do. No, we've got Bielik and Roth who can play in that position. So, Longello out on the left. He's going to go on his own here. He's going on his own to the byline. Inside to James. Lovely pass into Bakuna. Even better. Bakuna's hit it. Has been deflected. Chong at the back post. And it's 2-0. This is what we need. Lovely play there. Chong picking up his 10th of the season. Longello, lovely interplay there. Into James, lovely first time to Bakuna. It's deflected, and Chong has beat Lyons at the back post there. Lovely stuff. There's just a lot of confidence around the team at the minute. Hull are beating Watford, but Middlesbrough are winning as well. I mean, let's just keep the encouragement going. Hull can come off. Or let's do the change. Hull off for Bielik. Trusty's going to come off for Roth. And Trusty's been a stalwart at the back, but his fitness is kind of getting there. We need to save him for the more important games. Well, our right hand side, if Blackpool are clever, they should be focusing on our right, their left. Just having Collan and Collins both on bookings, that's a little scary. However, great ball by Collan to Hogan. Could have done a lot better there. But he's in a rich vein of form at the minute, and we're not gonna hurt him too much with that. The tables are looking. Oof, we're 3 points away from 4th. Very interesting. Bielik to Longello. I mean, Tribal gets in there, but Longello's still got it. He's having a fantastic season for us. Gives it out to Bielik. Bielik to James. James to Longello. He's running into the box here. Gonna give it back to James. Crosses it into Hogan. And he's gone in for 3-0. Hogan, 16th for the season. He's really turned it on in the last few games. I think at 3-0, it's probably a good opportunity to make some changes as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop Bielik into defence. And then we're going to put Gardner in. We've got one more change to make as well. Who's not playing great? I mean, Hogan has just scored. Fitness-wise, Longello potentially could come off, but I've got no one in that can slot into that position there. Well, we'll stick as we are. Maybe bring Lasmay up. Nah, no, we've still got 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go. We will stick as we are. Make a couple of changes at the back. But Longello is having a great game today. Again, run to the byline, gives it to James, who crosses it in, and Hogan with the header. Maxwell gets a hand to it, but it's not enough to keep it out of the net. And they really are putting on a show for the crowd as well. And that's why we didn't make too many changes. So we bring Bellingham in. As the box-to-box midfielder, we'll keep James there. Tell you what, can we bring... We can bring players down, so we'll bring Chong down. We'll go to a diamond. Oh, well, time to focus for the last 10. Let's not lose this game. The Burnley drew with QPR. There's some big results going our way here. Keep the momentum going. Comfortable 3-0 win. 2 games to go. No words. 2 games to go. Gardner's out for the season. Let's keep the positivity going. This is the big game though. We are going to play Sheffield United, and if we win, we do leapfrog them. Not sure what the best case scenario is here. But obviously, a win is the best case scenario. But the commentary game is next. It all rests on the Coventry game here. Yeah, so Kovacic, I mean, there's potential there for him, but I think the one-on-ones is not something I want to entertain. Robinson is the one. I mean, he's 18, he can fill a few positions. So about Finley Thorndike, and also I'm looking forward to seeing Keeler, see how he progresses. But there's no one in the under 23s that are likely to be in the first team next season, or even in the first team. Oh, there we go. He's delighted with the amount of first team football that Cisse has been getting, which is good. Robinson's set to sign. We're going to accept that. 375 a week. It's a no-brainer there. So all the trialists have now left the club again. Now this Coventry game, this is the make or break. Kevin Long's injured. I mean, no offense, Kevin Long, but that is fine. Here's another one that is out of contract at the end of the season. I mean, there's a lot of our players out of contract at the end of the season, so that's not a too unrealistic of a comment to make. Paul's injured again. He came in as a squad player. I mean, he's played one game, been on the bench a couple. I mean, he's done what's required. Right, who's playing who? That affects us. Bristol City and Burnley. Okay. Middlesbrough and Rotherham. Rotherham seems to be playing everyone at the minute, but they're okay. Preston against Sheffield United. I mean, even to an extent, Watford are on our... Watford are a team that we can chase as well, so... Let's see how the results go, first of all. Hull and Watford, they must both have won. Burnley lost. Okay, what do we got? Middlesbrough won. Watford won as well. So where does that leave us? The Middlesbrough and Sheffield United are the players, the teams that we can chase. Scary stuff. Right, Gardner. In Hannibal, potentially going to put you on the bench. Everything else, happy with there. Maybe we're not going to put Hannibal on the bench. Put Ruiz Rente in. I mean, we've got two. Yeah, that should be fine. Should be fine. What have we got? Pump our fists. You know what? We're gonna lead with the assistant manager. We're gonna try and gear him up for this. I mean, an early goal would be wonderful. Oh, Sheffield United lost 4-0 to Preston. Oh, okay. This is a must-win game for us then. This is a must-win game. So O'Hare crosses it in. Doyle scores. What did I say? Must-win game. However, you know what? I don't think it is a must-win game. I think it just means that we have to beat Sheffield United. Although a draw... A draw would massively help us out here. So James, does it win it back? He does. Gives it to Hall. Into Chong. Into Lasme. He's very deep, but he's done a massive ball over the top to Hogan. Hanzo does enough to head it out to Doyle. Doyle gives it to Dabo. Back into Doyle. Into O'Hare. Into Dabo. Godden to Sheaf. Sheaf over the top. Trusty should win that, and he does. Gives it to Collins. Into Colin. Collan. He's skipped past the challenge there. Into Hogan. What can Hogan do? He gives it back outside to Collan. Collan, lovely pass to Chong. Lasme's in the middle. He's given it into Bakuna. Lasme's put it in, and that's what we want. We want the draw. At least a draw. Because then it means that we just can't lose to Sheffield United. Brilliant response to our team here. So Collan, lovely ball into Chong. Chong cuts it on the inside. I mean, there's a bit of confusion there between the four players, but Lasme's put out left foot, and it's made sure it's gone home. Although another kick-off highlight. Not a fan of that. Panzo into Hamer, into Sheaf, into Panzo, to McNally. I mean, Trusty's there to mop it up. He gives it to Bakuna. Bakuna into James. James into Lasme. Out to Hall. Lovely play. He kicks it all the way back to Ruddy. Not sure why, but Ruddy just launches it downfield. And is this a pointless highlight? Just been headed back to Wilson. Lasme's there to prevent the short distribution. Wilson's just booted it down the pitch. Trusty heads it back to Ruddy. No one wants the ball here. Collins into James. Back to Collins. To Collan. Into Chong. Back to Collan. That's a nice tackle by Coventry. They've got some good pressure there. Into Collins. Jordan James. Gives it to Bakuna. He turns inside to Hogan. He's got a bit of space here. Hogan, he's got the form as well. And he has put it in. Hogan puts us in control here. I did not expect this. This game against Sheffield United is going to be a big game for us. James into Bakuna. Lovely ball into Hogan. His form at present is astonishing. Just makes me wish that we'd have moved to this formation a lot sooner. But Bakuna with 2 assists. I'll be interested to see his assist record this season. And looking at this, Middlesbrough. We're closing in on Middlesbrough as well. George Hall's hit that, and what a save. Who was that? Wilson. Fair play. Can we get another before half time? Bakuna to cross it in. Who's at the back post? No one, but it is out to Jordan James. Inside to Hall. Hall out to Collan. I mean, our players are staying up there, and it is kind of a pointless highlight. But just realising as well that we are closing in on Middlesbrough also. There is a goal difference there between us and Middlesbrough. And if by any means we do get into the playoffs, we are looking at playing Hull City, so it might not be fortuitous for us to go into it. Right, Trusty to James, into Trusty to Longello, into James, loses out but wins it back again. James to Chong. Lasme's been fouled off the ball there, been proper pushed over. Longello, into James, into Lasme, crosses it in, comes out to Collan. We are going to do a demand more, but we are going to wait. Collan, into Bakuna, 3-1. I don't really want to make any changes here. 3-1 with 21 minutes to go, plus stoppage. I mean, James does wonderful there. Lasme moves out onto the left. He crosses it in. Collan with a burst of pace into Bakuna. He just gets it past the goalie, and as he put us in control. Looking at the stats again, our shots and on target, we are the dominant team, but anything can happen in Football Manager. Longello to Lasme. Has Lasme been put out to the wing? He hasn't. All over the top to Bakuna. He heads it down to Hogan. Come on. 4-1, 4-1. Come on. Now we can make our changes. Now we can make our changes. Lasmay's going to drop down. So Lasmay is going to come off for Bellingham. James for Bielik. Holland for Williams. Trusty can come off for Roth. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring off Hogan. I know he's got a couple of goals, but we want to save him. So we'll make a raft of changes there. Wow. Okay. So this is interesting now. If Middlesbrough lose and both ourselves and Sheffield United draw, I'm not sure what that will do. So Coventry do come back here with Walker. And it has crossed the line. Ruddy, he's got a good rating this season. However, that is happening quite often. We are just going to slow it down massively here. I mean, from 4-1 up, I don't expect us to lose the game, although it could happen. Wilson hits it long. George Hall tries to win the header. Norton Cuffy into Boykarez, into Walker. Who got the block in then? I think that might have been Roth. There's a goal kick to Coventry. I'm going to say it now. I don't see him scoring 2 goals in 26 seconds. Wilson hits it long. Williams wins the header. Acuna tries to head it on, but Dorr gets it. I mean, surely this is just a pointless highlight. We've got the win. Good tackle there by Acuna on Wilson Esbrand. One ref, further whistle. Strong heads it back to Ruddy. Come on, ref, blow the whistle. We're 30 seconds over here. It has been blown. My. Trust it to be Sheffield United our next game as well. Burnley are out of it. It's between us and Sheffield United. Can we keep the positivity going? Acuna's, he has been fantastic. He's got another hat-trick of assists in that game. He's got 10 overall, 10 and 10 club. I mean, he's having a very good, apparently an average rating of 7.01. Not sure how you get that with 10 goals and 10 assists, but we're not going to look into it too much. Huddersfield have been relegated. Wow. That's big. That is big. I mean, Wigan-wise, the players that we're after is Nyambe. I think as a right back, he'd be a very good addition to the team. And that's kind of the only one, potentially from Wigan, that we would be interested in. Jack Watmow, he's not what we're after. Blackpool, again, I don't think there's kind of anyone in here that we would be interested in or that would kind of improve our squad. I mean, Jerry Yates, potentially. We'll try and get a scout report on him. Yeah, there's just no one. I mean, Andy Lyons has stood out in the few games that we played. Gabriel as well. Okay, Gabriel's actually not bad. We'll get a scout report on Gabriel. Big centre back. He's so fast. You know what? Well, he's actually played quite well for a relegated team as well. And Huddersfield. I mean, there is Kieran Phillips. Clicked on that thinking he was going to be better than he was. Clearly not. Conor Mahoney's a no. I mean, they've done the same as us. There's quite a lot of loan players that have come in. Maybe it's not the one to do then. I like the look of Helik, but I mean, that's a big injury, that is. Right, enough stalling. Hogan's on 18 goals now. I mean, a big game here. I don't want to change. I don't want to change how we've done. Okay, Lasme is expecting to be a pressing striker. Do that. Did it say if it was attacking or not? We're just going to rest our players for 2 days. It doesn't say if it's attacking or support, so we're going to put him on support because he's been playing really well as a target forward on support. So Hogan, look at that, 10 goals in 7 games. Fantastic stuff. And we win April Manager of the Month, which has caused the board to love us even more. I'm hoping anyway. Fair. Bazan still on our list. What would he be interested? Okay, the ones were between 500,000 and 4 million. Wages of 8 grand. That's something we can look at. Koulibaly is not someone that we would be looking at. Okay. Injury update. It's only Gary Gardner. And Bakuna and Karlan. They've got a lovely bit of chemistry on the right hand side there. A bit like Chong and Langelo on the left. So we have got a good base for next season. If we bring Nyambe in. Yeah, Sach does loom over the Burnley. Over the Burnley manager. Like, you would have thought that Burnley would have been, well, high on the list to get promoted this season, but I think potentially us doing the double over them has kind of knackered their chances. With the double over them, they're on 82 points and they're sitting in 5th with a game to go. I'm actually very nervous for this Sheffield United game. Okay. Oh no, look at that. Oh, it's only for 9 weeks. To be fair, leave to the physio. He'll be gone at the end of the season, so that's another 6 grand to throw into the coffers. Right, Rente, still doing fantastically well. Bergolov, you haven't done much wrong this season. And Jordan James, fantastic in midfield. It's going to be an exciting summer transfer window to come in. And I can say the only kind of takeaway we have from this is we are playing from home. Right, enough talk. Let's get into it. Oh, okay, so Sheffield United clearly beat us in the last game. Can we get our revenge and secure ourselves a playoff spot? We only need a draw. The long yellow. Searching ball onto the left. I mean, it doesn't really go anywhere. Chong has won it back though. Come on, Chong. Come on, Chong. Into Hogan. Oh, he's hit it right at Fotheringham. An early chance gone missing there. Going to demand more. As much as we can, we're going to demand as much as we can from these players. Trusty brings it down. Into Longhello. Into James. Into Chong. Back out to Longhello. Maybe that wasn't the chance of the highlight. Okay, Longhello. He hits it back to Trusty. Into Collins. Again, we just don't lose. James, he heads it into Hogan. Hogan, long searching ball out to Collan, who heads it inside to Bakuna. Egan's gone for it. He's won it and he's given it to Brewster. Osborne down the left. Collan, he steps into him. He gets the ball back. Osborne wins it back from Collan. I think what we are going to do, already I can see it happening. Now this isn't going to... We have scored. Oh my days. Who has scored that? Lasme scored. We was making a change. And we have gone ahead. We need to see the replay here. I mean, lovely little dance by Lasme. So I kind of shut it off thinking that was the end of it. Robinson loses out to Hogan. Hogan running to the byline, puts it across to Lasme, and he's just put it right past Fotheringham. Wow. Wow. I'm not going to get too excited too quickly, but let's keep this going. No more highlights, please. Just end the game. Definitely not get a player sent off, please. Just do something. Right, Osborne gets it inside to Brewster. Osborne again. Collan, can you close him down? Bakuna's come back to help out. Back to Robinson. Into McAtee. Hogan there is like a little terrier. Long ball over the top. Brewster's headed it and it has come off the crossbar. Not what we want to see. I think straight away we're going to slow down the tempo. And we're not going to look to regroup as much. Drop our defensive line down. Let's see. It might be a little bit too defensive too early, but we have leapfrog Middlesbrough as well. So it means that we've... Oh, but Watford have leapfrog Hull. Hull's the team that I kind of want to stay away from, but anyone in the playoffs is going to be bad news for us. We are dominating possession here. Keep the encouragement going. Hogan's injured. I don't really want to make too many changes here. I mean, the obvious one is to drop down a little bit more defensively. But Fotheringham, he hits it long. Collan has picked it up though. There's no one there from the ball from Fotheringham. Gives it to Collins. Collins to Collan. Into Hall. Gives it to Collins. I mean, they've got their press on now against our players. Lasme's up there. Held the ball up well. Brilliant layoff to Chong. Into James. Back to Chong. Longhello's sitting back now. He's not going to make that run on the overlap. Gives it to Trusty. Back to Longhello. I mean, their press. If we can break their press, then darkness does devour the sky. Collins to Colin. Into Hall. Into Bakuna. Long ball over the top into Hogan. Come on, Hogan. Come on, Hogan. Hogan's put us 2-0 up. I was just thinking about taking him off. Is he offside? Is he offside? Oh, it's been disallowed. Now it looks stupid. Oh. Doyle crosses it in. Longhello heads it clear. It's come out to Sander Berge though. Can James stop it? No, he's run to the byline and it has been headed in. Oh no. Whole drama. We don't want to see it. We're going to demand more. We are going to go slightly, a little bit more defensive as well. Hogan's going to come off for Bielik. James, we can't bring anyone else off. We can bring on Bellingham. We just need to hold on. Can we get a shout in? We can get a shout in. We're going to demand more. I can't watch. Oh my god, we're into the playoffs. We're into the playoffs. I did not expect this to happen at all. Looks like we're coming back for another episode. Fantastic stuff. Right, and we are playing Hull again, of course we are. Wow, wow. No, Hogan's injured for the playoffs. Chung shines. Chung's this team. Right. That's where we're going to leave it. Playoff joy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.